Type one command into a terminal and a stranger's full name, phone number, and home address can appear in seconds. No hacking required. That command is called Whois, and it's older than the modern web. It was designed as a public phone book for the internet so that anyone running a website could be contacted about problems. The catch is that whatever you type when buying a domain can become part of that public record. Millions of people register domains for blogs, small shops, and side projects, never realizing what they signed up to reveal. Every domain name has to be registered through a company called a registrar. When you buy that domain, you're required to provide contact details for the owner, admin, and technical roles. Historically, all of that flowed straight into the open Whois database for anyone to query. So the question isn't whether your data was collected. It's whether it was ever hidden in the first place. Here's how bad it used to be. Before privacy protections became common, the vast majority of registered domains exposed real owner details in public Whois records. Researchers estimated this covered hundreds of millions of names across the internet. Spammers, scammers, and marketers built entire businesses scraping these records at industrial scale. The threats were very real. Public Whois data fueled targeted phishing emails, spam calls to listed numbers, and even physical stalking when home addresses were exposed. Security researchers documented cases where domain owners were harassed simply because their address was one query away. So people started fighting back with a clever trick that hides you in plain sight. That trick is called Whois privacy, or domain privacy protection. Instead of listing your real details, the registrar swaps in the details of a proxy service. Your name becomes something generic, and your email becomes a forwarding address that hides where messages actually go. When someone looks you up now, they hit a wall of placeholder data instead of your front door. Then something huge shifted. In 2018, Europe's GDPR privacy law forced registrars worldwide to stop publishing personal data by default. Almost overnight, the amount of exposed contact information in Whois records collapsed for millions of domains. For a moment, it felt like the public phone book had finally been shredded for good. But here's the trap. GDPR mainly protects people in Europe, and enforcement varies by registrar and country. Some registrars still expose data for business registrations, certain domain endings, or owners outside protected regions. Redaction is common, but it is not guaranteed everywhere. And the wildest part is coming. Even hidden data doesn't always stay hidden. The internet has a memory problem. History services take snapshots of Whois records over time, so if your real details were ever public before you enabled privacy, old copies can still be sitting in archives. Enabling privacy today does nothing to erase yesterday's exposed records. So your address might be redacted today, yet still frozen in a snapshot from years ago. There's another leak most people miss. Certain domain endings, especially some country code extensions, follow their own rules and may still publish owner details publicly. So two people can register on the same day and get completely different levels of privacy. The extension you chose might quietly decide whether your name is visible right now. Even with privacy on, there's a legal backdoor. Registrars can be forced to reveal the real owner through court orders, law enforcement requests, or trademark disputes. Privacy protection hides you from casual snoopers, not from a valid legal process. So, how do you actually check if you're exposed right now? It's simpler than you'd think. First, run a Whois lookup on your own domain using any free lookup tool. Read the registrant name, email, and address fields carefully. If you see a real name or a street address instead of a privacy proxy, your details are publicly readable right now. If your data is showing, don't panic. There's a straightforward fix waiting in your account. Log into your registrar's dashboard and look for a domain privacy or Whois protection setting. Many registrars now include it for free, though some still charge a small yearly fee. Turn it on, then rerun the lookup to confirm your details are replaced with proxy information. For business domains that legally must show details, use a business address instead of your home. Then deal with the ghost records. Because historical snapshots exist, contact your registrar and history providers to request removal or suppression of old cached data where possible. It won't always work, but but it's the only way to chip away at what's already out there. A few minutes of checking today can quietly close a door you never knew was open. The big takeaway is control. Your domain doesn't have to broadcast who you are, but the default settings and old records won't fix themselves. A single lookup tells you exactly where you stand today. Run one lookup, flip on privacy, and stop being one command away from a stranger search. That small habit protects your name, your inbox, and your front door.